Horsepower, not horse shit. Michael McLean, nobullbook.com, coming to you on an absolutely gorgeous early morning in Naples, Florida. I want to reveal to you today a handful of my private, personal addictions that even my wife Krista wasn't always aware of. And I want to share with you my secret formula for actually adding addictions to your life. Doing the exact opposite of what 99% of businessmen do and how they think and behave, and using our addictive personalities. If you have a severely addictive personality like I do, whatever I do, I put my heart and soul into. Whatever I do, I'm 200% all in. Whether it's sports, whether it's reading, whether it's marketing, whether it's being a father, whether it's taking up a new hobby, everything I do, everything that I choose to do, I have such an addictive personality that I cannot not talk about it. I cannot not be both feet in. So unlike 20 years ago, I use my addictive personality as a positive force in my life. It actually allows me to almost not be able to misbehave. It allows me to every day get up and get that 0.01% better. And it allows me to stay focused, mentally tough on the task at hand, which is always living life and doing business on my own terms. So let me give you an example. Instead of eating too much, instead of drinking too much alcohol, instead of not exercising, instead of not drinking water, drinking too much coffee, drinking too much alcohol, not walking, not moving my body, all of these things that are, too much time on your cell phone, too much time watching TV. We're now at 7+ hours, not including internet, per day. So 7 times 7, 50 hours a week with the boob tube on, plus internet and other screen time, too much time on social media, all the poisons and toxins in our world that 99% of businessmen spend every day immersed in. If you're hooked on these types of things, you're playing defense, you're waking up and you're playing not to win. You're playing actually not to lose, but you are playing to lose. So I flipped the script on this 19 years ago when I asked myself a question when I was sitting there and listening to my golden gut, my intuition. I said, how can I use, my wife Krista said, you have a really addictive personality. If you buy a hockey team, that's all that you do until you're always chasing that next win. When you got in the insurance business, all you did was chase that next win. When I bought my second hockey team, all I did was chase that next win. And when I've studied the great competitors, whether it's a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant or a Steve Jobs or a Tom Brady or a Henry Ford or any of these top achievers, they're always chasing that next win, and they have highly addictive personalities. But what they've been able to do that 99% of other entrepreneurs and businessmen weren't able to do is they were able to lean in. They were able to lean into their personal demons and addictions and use that to serve them, not to destroy them. The 99% use addictions and demons, right? They use their dark side. They use anything that was negative in their life, anything that happened that was negative, and they don't use it. They don't use it as positive fuel. They don't use it as positive gasoline. They use it as, gasoline to destroy their lives. They use it as an excuse, to self-destruct. And we see this all the time in business and in sports. So I decided to create a formula to actually choose the addictions that I'm putting in my life when, especially, and this is the secret, is when I'm getting rid of an addiction that does not serve me. So I get rid of one, and this is the important part. It doesn't work unless you add another. It's like the person who quits, smoking cigarettes. It's not going to work unless you replace that addiction with a positive addiction. You can call it a habit, you can call it a ritual, call it a lifestyle, but it doesn't work unless you buy a gym membership and start working out, or if you take up something that's healthy. Maybe you take up walking. But you can't just quit smoking. You can't just quit social media. You can't just quit alcohol. You just can't quit television. You just can't quit, a high carbohydrate diet. You just can't quit the news or the internet or any of these other toxins and poisons without replacing it in your life with something, an addiction, a positive addiction, a badass addiction that now fills in that vacuum. Because if you don't, life is a vacuum, and you're going to continue you'll replace it with something else, or you'll go back to that old habit, that old addiction, that old behavior. So really, really important that when we get rid of an addiction that doesn't serve us, that we use my formula, which I've never shared before, to add a brand new addiction into your life that serves you. So in my life, the addictions, I used to have lots of addictions, and I'm not afraid, I'm not embarrassed to share them. I used to be addicted to the wrong foods. I used to be addicted to any salt foods. You know how people say, oh, well, a person has a sweet tooth. Well, there is such a thing as a person having a salt tooth. And that was me. I'm not addicted to sugar. I never was. I wasn't a dessert person. I'm not a sweet tooth. But I am definitely a salt tooth. And if Krista bought potato chips, or if she bought pretzels or salted peanuts, if she brings that stuff into our home, it's gone that day. I can literally smell it. So for the last 19 years, 18 years, especially over the last 3 years, she doesn't buy that stuff anymore. It doesn't get purchased at the grocery store, so it doesn't make it into our world. So I don't have to fight or use willpower for that. So one of the addictions I had was to process bagged foods like that. Just really, really awful for you, especially after dinner, when I have a rule now that I don't eat past 7 p.m. So that was a big one. Drinking too much alcohol. Like, I've always been a guy who worked hard and played hard. And I just decided this year that I wanted to remove things from my life that no longer served me as living an extraordinary life. And this is when I made the decision to stop drinking alcohol. In December this year, I just decided that, you know what, for me to take my life to the next level, for me to live an extraordinary life, this is a habit, an addiction that I can no longer tolerate in my life. I would go weeks, sometimes months without a drink. But when I did drink alcohol, and I was a whiskey drinker, my dad was a whiskey drinker, my grandfather was a whiskey drinker, and when I did drink, I would lose days. Like, I would wake up the next day and I would be mentally and physically ruined. I'm talking after I had 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 drinks. It was like my body finally said, this is fucking poison. And anytime you're gonna put this in your body, we're gonna punish you like never before. So I would have, 2 drinks, 3 drinks, 4 drinks, whatever it was, whatever the occasion was. End of the dock, sitting at the boat after a big hockey game win, whatever it was. And the next day I'd have a splitting headache. I couldn't read. I couldn't focus. I couldn't write. I was dragging my ass around for 24 hours. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, I want a top 1% life. And my most valuable things are my time and my energy. They're both finite. So alcohol was pouring poison on this part of my life. So it was a simple decision. I just made a simple rule that said I no longer drink alcohol. I didn't even set a goal. I didn't even think about it. I just, like getting rid of potato chips, I said this no longer serves me. So since I made that decision, I no longer drink alcohol in social settings, in celebrations, in weddings, graduations. It makes no difference to me because there's always some excuse. Thanksgiving, Christmas, summer, and now it's just no longer part of my identity. But here's the thing, I replaced it with a new addiction that does serve me. Same thing with potato chips, I replaced it with an addiction that now does serve me. I have a rule that I don't eat after 7 p.m. I've shared with you. I had a hard time with that. Like I'm sitting there, I'm not hungry. By the way, you're not hungry after dinner when you're sitting down to watch TV or relax with your spouse. You're not hungry. It's something psychological. We need to be doing something with our hands or whatever the hell it is. So my wife, Krista, was the one that came up with the incredible idea of, good morning, came up with the incredible idea of non-caffeinated green tea. I didn't know what the hell green tea even was. I'm a coffee drinker. And she said, have a cup of green tea. And she made it for me. I'm sitting there watching, one of our shows for 45 minutes. At night, we either sit by the fire or we sit on the boat after Emery goes to bed, or in the winter months, often we'll watch a 45-minute recorded show. So I would have this cup of tea instead of munching all night, but it suppressed my appetite, and then I no longer had, I was able to achieve my goal, my rule of not eating after 7 p.m. So mission accomplished, and she doesn't buy that stuff. So getting rid of an addiction and adding something into my life that's positive. I am very, very addicted to reading. Believe it or not, it is an addiction. Like our home is it's an Einstein blueprint home. There are books in our bathroom, in our bedroom, all over the couches, all over the chairs, all over my desk, in our vehicles, books, books, books. All my daughter sees are books, books, books. Every day at the front door, even since we moved to Naples, our entire rented home is full of books. Books, books, books. Every coffee table, every chair. You can't go for a piss without seeing books. And that's just the way I want it. So I'm immersed in books. I also buy books almost every day. So I read a book a week. So I read for an hour a day, which is for me about 42 pages times 7 days. I read a book a week. That's how you read 52 books a year. 40 pages a day, every day. So it was incredible because somebody is knocking at our door every single day. My daughter is like, Daddy, your book's here. Daddy, your book's here. If it's not Amazon, it's somebody else bringing a book. And I'm addicted to books. And my Brotherhood guys, what do they gift me with? What do they send me? Books. So I have like literally thousands and thousands and thousands of books. I'm addicted to self-improvement. I can't stop learning. If I'm not learning, if I'm not listening, if I'm not studying, if I don't read for an hour a day with my highlighters and my green Sharpies and my recipe cards, I literally will feel physically ill, like an addict, because I'm addicted to self-improvement, and I have been for 30 years. I started with the Anthony Robbins stuff way back in the day. I've done the bullshit fire walks. I've done it all as a coach, as a hockey coach, as a marketing coach. I've done it all. But I am severely addicted to self-improvement. I sign up for seminars, live trainings. I listen and learn from only the best of the best. But I'm addicted to books. I'm addicted to learning. I'm addicted to seminars. I'm addicted to masterminds. When I run my 5-star masterminds, I just pour myself into the preparation. I work for days and weeks on end for a 2-day event. And every detail matters. The chairs that the guys sit in, the table, the conference room, the meals, the time of the meals, the water, the technology, the handouts, the gifts I'm giving the guys, the presenters, when the celebrity speaker's coming. I immerse myself in the details. My own 1-hour presentation at a mastermind, I'll pour 30 hours into preparing for 1 hour. And I do this all to make it look easy, right? That's the goal. I want things to look easy. So addictions. I am addicted to walking. If I don't walk, if I skip a day of walking, if I break the Jerry Seinfeld chain, I feel like shit. I feel sick to my stomach, and I don't feel physically well. And that's because I've trained myself that this is a rule of mine. If I don't do my copywriting, if I don't do my writing on my computer each day, 7 days a week, something that moves, something that brings me money every single day, that's my one thing. I've got to shoot a video, and I've got to write you an email, and I've got to do it every damn day. And if I ever miss a day, I am physically ill. Like, that's a huge thing for me, is I need to be doing something that's going to bring me future bank or present bank. Like Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, says, sending out my soldiers to come back with more. And that's what I'm doing every single day, building my list, selling books, educating, helping every damn day. And this is something I'm very addicted to. So this is my 160th or something video. I haven't missed a single day since, November before Christmas. But you see what? I've created an addiction to this. I literally, if I don't get up and shoot a video first thing in the morning now when I'm walking at 6 a.m., yesterday was a good example because I wasn't feeling well for a couple of days. By the way, because of my lifestyle now, I was able to kick that in the ass in 2 days, 48 hours. Normally I would have been down for 7 days. And I feel 95% today, thanks to water and walking and sunshine and fresh air and reading and good nutrition. So I've made shooting videos every day a severe addiction. Yesterday, I didn't shoot my video until the afternoon, and I was literally starting to feel anxious. I was starting to feel, stress was entering and I'm sitting there going, oh my God, I've created another addiction in my life. If I don't get up and shoot a video to help other people, I'm like, wow, I just start to feel like I'm losing, and I start to feel sick to my stomach, and it motivates me to get the damn job done. And I'm like, this is so amazing. So now I feel so much better this morning on my morning walk because I'm out here and I'm getting my walk done and I'm talking to you. And that's what the addiction is. I'm addicted to helping through videos, but I'm also addicted to getting it done at the same time every day. So these are just some of the things that I cut out social media in my life almost 3 years ago. I just cut it out. I don't participate in that horse shit, and neither should you. There should be no Facebook. There should be no Twitter. There should be none of that garbage in your life. And how do you get rid of trash? You take it to the curb. You get rid of all your apps, you delete all your accounts, you have no access to it whatsoever, so you can't misbehave. But get that fucking trash out of your life. It is the most needy, negative, toxic environment on earth. And there is nothing there that you will ever find or discover or learn that will serve you. But there is lots of poison there that will destroy your attention span, your attitude, you'll become addicted, and it's designed by some of the most intelligent programmers in the world to dumb you the fuck down. Get out of that swamp. You can never live an extraordinary life by being involved in swamps like that. So there's an addiction to kick to the curb and say, I'm done with that, and then replace it with a new addiction like reading books or walking or playing with your kids for an hour a day, all kinds of different things, going on a date night. But taking those hours per week that you spend in that swamp and getting rid of that addiction, making it a rule, and replacing it with a positive addiction. Same with TV, same with the news. The mainstream news needs to go. It should be out of your life, no access, no watching. Politics, out of my life, gone, replaced with a new addiction. Now, finally, I'm gonna share with you my simple system for you get rid of an addiction and for adding a new addiction that becomes anchored in your life. So here is how you do it. I call it my 1, 2, 7, 10, 21, 30, 45, 90-day formula. It does not and cannot fail. So, first of all, to get rid of any addiction, you just cut that shit out of your life. Whatever it is, if it's a substance, you don't bring it in your house, you don't buy it, you don't have it around. It's like the alcoholic you don't have that booze in your home. The person who's quitting smoking doesn't have packs of cigarettes in their car. You get rid of whatever it is, whether it's social media, news, whatever it is in your life, food, people, and you just cut it out. You just cut it out like a cancer in your body. And you never speak of it again. You don't buy it, you don't talk about it, and then you write down a rule, which makes it a personal rule or goal, whatever you want, but rules are more powerful, that says, I no longer blank. I do not. You don't even say I no longer, you say I do not, and then replace it with something, I walk 60 minutes per day. I drink 1 gallon of water per day. So you set a rule that says, and then it's hard stone, it's non-negotiable, and your rule is unfuckwithable. If you're quitting social media, if you're quitting drinking, if you're quitting, mainstream news, if you're quitting, negative talk, if you're quitting politics, then it's a hard and fast rule. Don't bullshit yourself. So that's how you get rid of it. You don't bring it into your world anymore. Secondly, using the formula, and this is the reason. Buy one of those big ass things, those year maps, okay? Don't be cheap. Go to Business Depot or Staples and buy one of those year calendars, okay? The dry erase ones that has every day of the year on it, and a big ass red Sharpie marker. And put up that calendar where you can see it. Don't fucking hide it in the closet. Put it where you can see it. I have guys saying, well, I got it. Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed about success? Has the 99% had that big an effect on you where you're afraid to hide your goals and hide your mission? Holy fuck, our kids need to see champions. They need to see lions. They need to see badasses. Our spouses, our children, be proud of that stuff. Put that big ass board, that calendar up on the wall and fill the fucking thing. Fill it with 365 red X's. Be a person, be a man, be a hero in your own home. Don't hide it in your closet. So mine's up right beside the bathroom where I walk in to shower. So I put up my 3 X's a day. Boom, boom, boom. I do my 3 things, I get the X. So you buy that calendar, which is really important because these are mental victories for you on your way to establishing a new addiction. If you don't do this, it won't work. So every day You don't do the old addiction, but you do the new one, X on there. So let's say you give up alcohol, okay? You give up poisoning your body every day. You stop doing what everybody else is doing. So you give up alcohol, that's your rule. I don't drink alcohol, could be anything. But then your new rule is, I walk for 45 minutes every day. So when you don't do and you do that one thing, when you're going in for your shower after, in the morning, you just put an X on that day, an X on the day. So here's the thing, day one, it's the start that stops most. You need to get day one under your belt. So you've written down that you no longer drink alcohol, and you've written down as a rule that you walk for 45 minutes every single morning, no days off. So when that happens, day number one is most important. You did it for one day. Day number one. The first day, it's the start that stops most. So you got one victory under your belt. You wake up the next day, you have your stuff out. You don't leave that up to willpower. You make it impossible for you to misbehave. You put your sneakers on, you put your shorts and your t-shirt, and you get your ass outside. And you walk for 20 minutes this way and 20 minutes back, and you've done it. If that's what your goal is. And then you're not drinking alcohol, so the X goes up on there. Day number two is huge. Day number two is huge. Most people quit, if they even get started, after day one, because they're pussies. They're absolute pussies. So you need to do the opposite. Then, the big thing is, get to day 7. That's the third part of this. Get to day 7, that's 1 week. So for 1 week, you haven't touched a drop of alcohol, you don't buy it, you don't bring it in your house, you get rid of it, you don't even talk about it. But day set, you got 7 days. And for 7 days, you got up first thing in the morning and you drank some water and you put on your gear and you went out there and you walked in solitude. And so you got 7 days, you got 7 of those glorious Jerry Seinfeld X's. Your mind is loving these victories. And you're starting to get some momentum. So you've done day 1, day 2, now you're to day 7. Now the next goal is get to 10 days. Get to 10 days. So same thing, get up, all your stuff's out, you walk, you don't drink, boom, boom, boom. You're now at 10 days. You just set 10 victories for your mind, 10 little victories. Then the goal is 2 weeks, 14 days. Same thing, every day is becoming the same. It's your routine. You're becoming addicted to walking. You're becoming addicted to drinking water. And you're breaking the negative addiction of alcohol, as an example. And then once you get to 14 days, now you're getting into the areas where this is a habit forming. You've got to get to 21 straight days. No days off. So you get up 21 days in a row, 1 day at a time, and you walk, and you just keep marking that calendar. And you stand back and you see 3 glorious weeks of red X's, and you're not drinking. I don't give a shit where you are. There's always something. No thanks, I don't drink. No thanks, I don't drink. No thanks, I don't drink. Whatever it is. And doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing. And you go to that wedding, you go to that graduation, you go to that ball game, and you don't have that pressure anymore of how do I drive home, or I've had 3 drinks, should I drive, and setting a fucking horseshit example for your kids and your wife. You don't have had any of that. You're a free man now. You don't drink alcohol, you're a free man. You can go where you want, you're the driver, you feel good, the next day you feel fantastic, and you work with that. And you're just feeling better and better. You get to 21 days. Now the goal is 30 days. You got to get to 30 days. So 30 days it is. And when you get to 30 days, you look back and you got 30 glorious red X's on the calendar. Now, men, this is huge. At 30 days, it's a habit. You're into a habit. You wake up and this is what you do. It's a habit. Now, the next one, and this is the big one, and here's where we separate the badass men from the boys, is you're at 30 days. Great job, but everybody can do that. A lot of people can do that. But, good morning. The next one, the next 15 days, and this is where I go from 30 to 45, is critical. Because if you can get to 45 days with your new addiction, whatever it is, then it's a lifestyle. And that's the thing. It's a lifestyle. It's no longer just a goal. It's no longer even a habit. It's a lifestyle. and you want to get to a lifestyle with this addiction. So what you do is no matter what, you just every day up and walking, every day up and walking, no drinking. And all of a sudden you get to 45 days and you look at that calendar and here's 45 amazing red X's. And your mind is like, I do this every day. It becomes part of what I say, it's your identity. It's like, hey, I walk every day. You have the rule. I walk now for an hour every single day. I don't drink alcohol. So you've replaced that negative addiction that doesn't serve you with a positive addiction that does serve you. As soon as you get to 45 days, to me, it's a lifestyle. But you keep going because now you want to cement this, you want to anchor this behavior and thinking. And when you get somewhere between 45 and 90 days, that's my personal experience, that's how it becomes a lifestyle. And I call this brushing your teeth. I call addictions when you get them to, good morning. I say when you get them to 45 to 90 days, I call it brushing your teeth, which you don't have to, when you get up in the morning, you don't think about brushing your teeth. When you go to bed at night, you don't think about brushing your teeth, you just do it. It's a lifestyle. And this is exactly what you want to get to with these new addictions. Get them to a brushing your teeth lifestyle. For me, reading is brushing my teeth. I do it every day. I could not do it. Okay, walking for me is brushing my teeth. I could not, if I don't walk, I feel physically ill. Copywriting, every day working on the business, the marketing of my company is brushing my teeth. If I'm not marketing for an hour, I feel physically ill. Same thing for, so now between the days of 45 and 90 days, this is becoming a lifestyle habit like brushing your teeth, where you don't even have to think about it. You get up, you put on your running shoes, you put on your t-shirt, and you get out the door. You don't wait around, you don't check that fucking phone, leave it off, drink some water, and head out and spend the first hour of the day with you. That's time with your creator. That's time with your golden gut. That's time with your intuition. And that's a time for you to think and to clear your mind and to get out in the sunshine and the fresh air and the solitude and leave all that news and email and texting and leave all that trash behind. And that first hour of the day belongs to you. That's your new addiction. You're addicted to the first hour of the day. You own your first hour of your day. So when you get to 90 days, it's now a lifestyle. There's no question about it. It's a lifestyle. It's who you are. People see you. Your children see you as this man who respects his body, who gets up and walks, respects his mind. Your wife is like, wow, you're becoming a hero in your own home by showing this incredible discipline. You look on that calendar and you got 90 straight X's, 90 straight X's on your calendar. So that's my 1, 2, 7, 10, 14, 21, 30, and 45 to 90 formula. It's that simple. You have to hit those days for this to become not just a habit, not just a discipline, but a complete and utter lifestyle. Get it to a lifestyle. Replace a negative addiction with a positive addiction. Write it down, your new rule for not doing it, and write a new rule for doing it. And the rest will take care of itself. That's it for me. That's a long one, but an important one. Good morning, Mary. It's an important one. And I talk a lot about this one in my book, my new book. You can get a copy at nobullbook.com. If you haven't got a copy, it's $19.95, so $20. It's chump change for a badass millionaire like you. I'll pay for the FedEx shipping. You buy the book, and I'll get that into your hands. It's my 25 rules for living life and doing business on your own terms. And the title of the book is How to Not Get Your Ass Kicked in Business and Life. Certainly not everybody's cup of whiskey, and it's not supposed to be. It's for elite top 1% businessmen who want it all. They want the marriage, they want the relationship with the children, they want the marketing, they want the physical and mental health, and most importantly, they want to claim their personal sovereignty. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to me. Personal, 2 words, personal sovereignty. the ability to live life and do business on your own terms. So that's it for today. Take this addiction training to heart. Get rid of the addictions in your life that no longer serve you. Make a hard, unfuckwithable rule, and also make a rule for what you're going to do. And then do the work. The first day is the most important. The second day is the second most important. And just keep going and going on from there. When you get to 45 to 90, you're in lifestyle. And then, you know what? It's like brushing your teeth. You've got to that area where it feels unnatural not to do this. Make your addictions serve you. Pick your addictions. Pick positive addictions like reading and walking and working out and date nights and marketing and all these positive things. Make those your addictions. 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that can change your life. Remember to go home tonight and hug your wife and hug your children. We're all aware of what's going on in the world today, and another wake-up call for us yesterday. Just as a father and a husband, just breaks my heart. Just make sure every day you go home and you hug your wife and you hug your children and you look them in the eye and you tell them that you love the most important people in your world standing right in front of you. That's it for today. 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that can change your life. Be relentless.